Game number one between Russia and the Meme Machine is coming in, ladies and gentlemen, and we are on Towers of Doom. And, well, unfortunately for the Meme Machine, they're playing Team Russia today, so I'm not quite sure what exactly happened between yesterday and today. There were a couple of speculations in chat earlier that maybe there were a couple too many free vodka samples for Team Russia on Saturday. I'm not quite sure what it was. Maybe there was a big party. But if you compare their performance from yesterday to what we're seeing right now, it's night and day. Now then again, granted, maybe it was just that style from coming through that the Russian team couldn't really deal with. But we definitely have that Russian team back that all those viewers have learned to love throughout the Nations Cup and in the Division S qualifiers. Because boy, did these guys step it up against Team G's in the earlier series. So, for the Meme Machine, I guess they would have been really happy to face off against Team Russia yesterday. That's not the case. They're going up against the standard form of Team Russia. Power level over 9,000 if you ask me. And we have Anna banned out against the Meme Machine here first of all, as we're heading into Towers of Doom. Now, the entire spiel that we saw from Team Cheese against Team Russia was pretty much ban out Stork's heroes, or at least ban some of them. Imperius was the go-to, but in one game where they let Abathar through, Stork pretty quickly reminded them why exactly Abathar, sorry, not Abathar, Abathar is banned here, but Anubarak starts with an A as well, therefore the confusion. But the second they actually let Anubarak through, they were very quickly reminded why Anubarak is usually banned out against Team Russia. And that worked really, really well. So now we have Maiev banned out again as we're waiting for that second ban. And as we're heading into a new series, again, I want to remind everybody that on the 23rd and 24th, if you're watching this on YouTube, for example, right now, there is going to be Meta Madness. And the tournament is going to be pretty sick. It's what a lot of people have been asking for. Heroes that are banned in a best of 5 series aren't only banned for the map, they're actually banned for the entire series, which leads us to more than 30 heroes banned on a potential 5th map. So if you want to see that fiesta live, then you're welcome to join in on twitch.tv/Khaldor. Again, on the 23rd and the 24th. We're going to start on both of these days at 2 PM. So make sure that you mark that down in your calendar if you watch the video right now and you want to catch the live action for this one. But as we're heading into this game, with Diablo being banned out, what I just talked about comes true once again. Bam, there's Stork's hero going straight for it. So, well, we're gonna find out very, very quickly, that Anubara can be countered by the Meme Machine somehow, if they found the answer here. The Meme Machine, on the other hand, going straight into Zeratul and also using Tyrande. Now, I would expect that we're gonna see, well, traditionally I would have said that's a Malfurion pick for Call Your Martian right away. But they are starting to lean a little bit more towards Rhaegar here, when Tyrande is taken away from them for that quick engage. But I think both of those heroes would still be possible, and we actually have Dehaka and Tracer locked in, which gives the Meme Machine obviously a chance to ban out Malfurion, and, well, Tracer works extremely well with Malfurion, and works extremely well, Malfurion also works extremely well with Anubarak. So I could see that happen. But with them not dedicating one of the picks towards the support, you can already tell that Call Your Martian seems to be absolutely great. Just say, you know what, it's gonna be fine. So, what's the decision? They're banning out Jaina instead. Alright. Just making sure that after Nubarak's engage, no matter what happens there, there's no follow-up behind that, which is going to be super important. So the third ban for their opponent. It's actually interesting that they ban out Jaina. With them running Zeratul and Tyrande, you would have expected them to try and get Jaina, and the next 2 picks are actually for the Meme Machine. So it's super weird that they are the ones to ban the hero out. So apparently they from the get-go didn't have any intentions to pick it. Team Russia is at the same time now banning out Imperius. I'm like, what is this? Is this kind of opposite day? What's going on here? So if I expected any team to ban out Jaina, it would have been Team Russia to make sure there's no Ring of Frost after a Void Prison setup. But if you don't have any plans on Slake's side to follow a Void Prison up with Jaina, what's the follow-up damage? Are they going to go... Diablo is banned out by them as well, so both of the heroes that are fantastic for this have banned out by them. There's also Garrosh. There's Arthas. What's the damage on the other side? That's really what I want to see. Slake had a couple of really cool games on Zeratul, by the way. He had some really, really strong games on this. And we'll see how that's gonna work out in the game against Team Russia, if he's able to really get that performance through once again. Now the Russian team, they already... Oh my god, there's the Mephisto again. And again, Malfurion. I expect Malfurion to be banned out. Didn't. Instead, they banned Jaina. But where's the X Factor? Meme Machine, come on. Show me what you got. I want to see what the damage after the Void Prison is right now. After the Tyrant is set up. Are we going to see Ophir with that? Jump a little bit. Are we going to have Li Ming with that? Is that going to be the play? They're hesitating actually much longer than I thought. Were they opting for Mephisto?
Victory for the Forsaken.
What? Okay, didn't quite see that coming. I'm intrigued. Let's call that interested. I'm actually really interested to see how this is going to work out for them. Towers of Doom is the first map. Maybe the Meme Machine has the answer here. We're going to go in as the Meme Machine clashes against Team Russia on our first map in the best of 3 series here at the Nut Cup. Towers of Doom is our first map as the Meme Machine on the left in blue goes up against Team Russia. Death Knight on Garrosh. We have Born on Arthas, Smaragd on Sylvanas, Slake on Zeratul, and Martin on Tyranta. A lot of push power, a lot of wave clear, and maybe they're just intending to play around their opponent here. We're going to find out soon, because on the right side, Team Russia has shown today the traditional aggression that we expect from them. We see Stalk on Anubarak, Farlander on Mephisto, Kolya Martian on Malfurion, Barnaby on Tracer, and Toxic on Dehaka in this first game of the series here at the Nut Cup. Now Sylvanas straight with the might of the Banshee Queen. And granted, Sylvanas can definitely... Oh, also auto-attack build, or trade build from Arthas. Okay, didn't quite see that coming. I am really interested to see how the Meme Machine is going to run this here today. How this is going to work out for them. It's not quite the draft that I expected, especially after the early Zeratul. I really thought they would show a hero that can follow up with the damage. But, talking damage, Anubarak gets the damage pushed onto him, and that's the end of the Beetle. The bug is dead, and that's actually a pretty cool setup here for them. So a good start into the game for the Meme Machine. But as I said, I expected a follow-up after the Void Prison. I'm not really seeing that right now. Now, don't get me wrong. If you get a good Void Prison setup, you can still use the Howling Blast. You can use a potential Silence Arrow from Sylvanas. You can use the stun on Tyranta to just get something there. Even Garrosh just walking in and getting a taunt is possible depending on the setup. But I expected some burst damage after it that can really drop 2-3 heroes. That's usually why we're seeing Jaina with Zeratul comboed. And that's why it was so surprising to me that they didn't even try to go for Jaina. I mean, they never even made an attempt to get Jaina with the setup. They were the ones banning Jaina out, even though they had the next 2 picks. So a really interesting pattern there from them. Also, we have a lot of stacks coming in from Arthas here. Already seeing at 5, as he's just getting those trade attacks in against Dehaka at the top lane. So that is an infinitely stacking quest, so you can definitely get a lot of auto attack damage towards the late game, and that would be fantastic whenever he is able to control or get close enough to Tracer, if that ever happens, big if of course. So with that, we're having once again the attempt to go for one of the frontliners here. The 2 camps are clashing up against each other at the bot lane. Arthas is continuously stacking his quest. Is he going Icy Talons on level 4? That's a question that I have. No. Okay, we're gonna see an Immortal Coil focus with the build. Not really that shitty if you're thinking about just putting additional pressure onto Tracer. Talking Tracer, yep, there's the kill. Tracer gets the kill against Garrosh, and Martin is gonna die as well. Whoa, Smaragd got a little bit lucky there. Panabia actually misses the pulse bomb there towards the end. That could have been the 3rd kill, but as it stands, there's a 2-for-1 kill trade here, and the Russian team is already busy at the bot lane, starting to push that in with the help of the Beatles. The good old Durandal quote comes to mind. In case that you don't know, Anubarak is of course the Crypt Lord from Warcraft 3. I think he also played a role in World of Warcraft then later on, and that was a hero that was heavily underestimated in Warcraft 3 times. And there was one player, Durandal, I think it was a Finnish player, that played a lot with Anubarak, and with the Crypt Lord as a first hero for Undead. And he played against an opponent, and towards the end of the game, at the beginning, the guy made fun of the Crypt Lord of Anubarak as a choice, and then towards the end of the game, the guy lost, the opponent lost, and he asked, "Why did I lose?" And it just came, Dorella came through and was like, because of the beetles. And like guy comes in, fucking beetles! So all the beetle power that we are seeing from stock here is really just helping them to fight underneath bell towers, forts, to get a bit of extra damage in against towers and just soak those shots here. So it's one of the aspects of a new barrack that is oftentimes underestimated. Those beetles can be annoying and they help you a little bit, but it also allows you to dive, at least for a time, underneath a fort or a tower to just get a big kill here. So yeah. Talking kills, that could be one. There's the follow-up against, yeah, Malfurion, and that's the kill right there. Job well done. Level 7 talents also coming in, and that gives us again the Immortal Coil. So this is actually going to start to become a little bit annoying for Tracer later, I'd say. Because again, if you have a point-and-click damage against Tracer, that's always preferable. It's one of those reasons why auto attacks are fantastic against Tracer. Why when you have Thrall with Chain Lightning, you can do a lot of damage there too. And the Immortal Coil build gives you survivability. Something that doesn't survive here is Zeratul, who gets taken down. But at the top we have 15 stacks now for Arthurs, and actually with 15 stacks that pretty much means that you're already sitting at 60 extra damage on these auto attacks. And he's just continuing to stack that the entire time. You have to keep in mind, we have 5 minutes in. So this can definitely get pretty high. The question is how much damage can they get out with this. Now we're having a double altar on the map. The early one was the traditional 2-1 altar exchange that we are normally seeing with the objective. With this one, when we have the double top, we normally just see an even trade. And the two tanks are already anchoring the place here. But yeah, pretty much what we would expect. So pretty even trade. They're trying to make the play for the Haka, and that looks pretty much like a given. Oh no, he missed it! Death Knight threw a minion over and not the Haka, and therefore the dinosaur was able to move away from this one. I'm not 100% certain that they would have gotten the kill, but yeah. I mean, looking at the damage output, by the way, Arthur's is sitting at 13,000. Now again, he gets these continuous auto attacks with the trade in against his opponent. So that's one of the reasons why he's currently stacking so much damage here. Coil, of course, helps too. But I gotta admit that the Mii Machine is actually doing fairly well so far in the game. But now that level 10 abilities are in, that might change quickly. We're already seeing the talents taken, and with that we're actually... Ooh, nice attempt here. There's Mephisto, but Farlander isn't getting that out quite right. Durance of Hate is taken as the level 10 for him. Besides that, of course, Cocoon, Tranquility. Arthur's at the top lane falls as we have the gank coming in. Well, this time he couldn't dodge the damage. Tracer moving in, but that also means there's only 2 heroes at the bot lane. Can they get the follow-up against Malfurion? And that doesn't look likely. The Haka comes in. Oh, no kill! Malf is still alive, Death Knight is low, and that's the end of Zeratul, that's the end of Tyrande, that's the end of Garrosh, very likely too. Tracer moved down quickly, the Haka burrowed in, and yes, with the parting gift we have the kill against Sylvanas. Now they're going for Death Knight, and boy, that backfired hard. Yeah, the Tong misses, but of course Death Knight won't be able to do too much here. At this point you kind of want to die, to be honest. That's going to be a staggered death if anything. Yep, he's dead, but the rest of the team is already busy on the bell tower itself. It's not looking good. 8 kills against 2 with level 10 abilities. That backfired very, very quickly. The initial kill against Arthur's top lane, and then the attempt to force the fight at the bottom. And you could pretty much see the issue that we've been talking about earlier. You get the Void Prison setup, but you're not able to get the kill because you're lacking the burst damage after it. So now the bell tower at the bot lane has been converted. We have 23 points on the core against 32. So a big lead for Team Russia. And in experience, the gap is widening. At the top lane, Born is still able to get a couple of his trade hits against Toxic in, of course. So he's sitting at 80 extra damage on the auto attacks now, with 20 stacks confirmed. Nice damage against Smaragd. That was nearly a kill there. And it definitely pressures Sylvanas even more, so good moves. And they might even be able to get this one out. Yep, there's the attempt to get those escorted into the core. Not quite. Sylvanas stops them in their tracks. But now there's 1 shot fired, 1 comes through. 1 through is all that they got for this one, but there's heavy pressure bot side now. And Farlander with the damage here on Mephisto, of course, as well. I mean, let's take a quick look at those damage numbers. Still Arthur's with 21,000, the main damage dealer on the side of the Mean Machine. 19k for Dehaka as he's battling with Arthur's in the top lane. The one-on-one setup continuously. Smaragd about to go down, but no! He survives, and they get the kill against the Nubarak. Great play here by them, but the fight isn't quite over yet. There's the taunt attempt, but Mephisto was not baited enough. Here comes Slake though, and Slake wants the kill. He goes for Tracer, and nicely done by Khaldor Martian. That was actually really well done. Having the root here pretty much made it impossible for Slake to go in for the final blow. Even if he gets Tracer, he would have possibly died himself. And of course, it's also tricky getting into the bell tower range. But they're trying to set up a trap at the camp, or maybe even rotate in for this. Barnaby still sitting there. 13 talents are on the board now for both of them. There's the vision. They're going in. Barnabia. Here comes Dehaka from the back line, trying to connect the drag. And Khaldor Martian. Oh, 3-man void. Where's the stun? Tirana, come on. Oh, they get... No, they don't get anything. They can't even get the kill against Malfurion. And Zeratul is dead. No burst damage, no glory. The drag against Born, the army is there, but it's just not enough. And now that Arthas is dead, it's just the cleanup job. Great engage again by Nubarak. Yes, he gets thrown in a bit deep from Garrosh. Always the problem when you're playing Nubarak. You need to be careful, but they get the team wipe. They get the team wipe, and now there's another 5 shots fired against the core. Down to 17. Boss is open next, and this is getting brutal. The spec on 13 into the Frost Strike. I mean, look at this. Sylvanas and Zeratul haven't even taken the level 13 yet. That's how quickly that fight unfolded after the 13 talent dropped into their hands. They didn't even have the time to take the talent and put it to some use during the battle here. So now we're having the boss taken. It's another 4 shots fired, drops the core down to 13. And of course the map is still widely open. The attempt to reclaim the bell tower hasn't really worked out. We're still seeing the attempt to just make the play down here, but as long as Team Russia can protect the bell tower, they are in control of the match here. They can simply just get 1 or 2 heroes dealing with those camps and get the constant aggression going at the bot side. And this is where the Mean Machine is trying to make a bit of a play right now. This is where they try to find some leverage. But they're down in talent again. They're down in the 16 talent. This is a cool move though. Nicely done. Look at that. Death Knight finds the target and gets the quick taunt in. They're even trying to make the mind control play for Stalk. That didn't quite work out for them, but still, they have a 4 versus 4 at the bot lane with Arthur still holding topside. Isn't too bad. There's another quick throw. They're trying to make the play. Death Knight is low. Smaragd as well. Death Knight with the play once more. And Slake just keeps hitting. Death Knight? Slake just keeps hitting these 3-man Void Prisons, but the big problem is there is just no instant follow-up damage against it, and that's their biggest issue here. So he can't do anything about that. Arthas actually is trying to sneak this one, and he's gonna get it. He is going to get this one. Yeah, the Haka is too late. So they get this one, that's 3 shots fired. The fight down here. They're sliding in with a Nubarak, and down goes Tirana. That was a quick kill. There's the taunt by Death Knight, but he's not going to change the inevitable. Sylvanas is dead, so is Garrosh. We have 3 down, and this is the 4th. Team Russia is murdering them right now. Arthas at least was able to get another set secured up at the top since he channeled the altar, but of course that's still a 5-man that we're seeing, and now they can push the mid lane. Arthas himself is actually in trouble. The drag connects too, so he's stunned out here, and Born is gonna die. Army or no army, doesn't even matter at this point any longer. This is just a complete demolition that we're seeing here. 46,000 damage on the side of Mephisto. Arthas with 29k. Still the top damage dealers for the Mean Machine. But with 26 points against 8, this is just a little bit too much. And of course it also means that with the control of a second bell tower, you can already start to threaten the top lane too. Which is exactly what Tracer is currently attempting together with Dehaka, making sure that they get topside pressure. And the Mean Machine, they're desperate. They are terrified, of course, of losing all of those bell towers, which is why they're immediately pushing bot lane with the help of Sylvanas and at least gaining control of one of the bell towers back. Gonna see more of a 5-man attempt from here on out, I would expect. But they have at least level 16 talents. So Void Slash is in. It also means that we have Embrace Death here for Arthas with the Immortal Coil build that he opted in for. And he has by now pretty sick auto attack damage. My biggest problem with this entire setup is still that we're not seeing good follow-ups for those Void Prisms. And Slake was delivering one 3-man Void after another. So if there is a good stun setup afterwards, or at least burst damage, they have a chance for it. So Slake comes in now with a Void Slash, trying to get the damage. Born is moving in from the side. 28 stacks for him. Cocoon used just as the army comes through. Zeratul is dead, gets bursted here. And we're seeing the play for Death Knight. He's trying to escape, puts the taunt in, and is actually able to move out. But Born is just sitting here and moves away again. He came, he got cocooned, and he left. That's pretty much the play that we're seeing here. And Born is currently attempting to channel down those altars, and it's just not working. With 8 points on the core, they can't lose both. The first one already channeled through. 4 shots fired right here. The Haka's at the bottom. Nobody is interrupting him here. Death Knight is trying, but he is too late. And this is game, ladies and gentlemen, as we have Team Russia taking the lead in the best of 3 series against the Meme Machine. Game number 2, everybody. Heading into the match between Russia and the Meme Machine, this time on Volskaya Foundry. Team Russia already eliminated 1 team from the tournament today, and as we are here in the lower bracket, that same thing might happen once more. The winner of this, by the way, goes up against Team Boluo, which is the team that contains, well, where Schwimpy plays, Wooby plays. Poik is also listed for the team. He couldn't play yesterday, so they swapped Arcana in. So we have a couple of old school boys from the old HEC days in there. Meme Machine in our second draft is starting to adopt a bit the thinking from Team Cheese, banning out Stork's heroes. And as he already got another Anubara game on the last map, I actually expected the Meme Machine after the Imperius ban here is also going to ban out the bug. But we'll see, we'll find out. I mean, for the time being on Volskaya, I think Team Russia is going to be pretty happy about this map. It's actually their map choice. We have first pick, first ban for the Meme Machine. So Team Russia picked the map, as you can tell here. Maiev gets banned out. We might have shenanigans in this game. But I'm a little bit interested to see how the Meme Machine is adapting that draft, because I honestly liked a lot of the elements that they had on the last map. I just felt that they didn't have a proper follow-up for the Void Prisons that Slake set up for the team, and that was eventually what cost them a lot of the team fights, in my opinion. So now the Meme Machine banning out Diablo, allowing again Nuburak to be taken by Team Russia, unless of course they themselves pick him early on. But it's still the battle over the control points, over the checkpoints that you see here. So oftentimes with the Nubarak, you of course want to dive in and get a kill. If you're just trying to hold the spot, then you would deviate away from the Nubarak and go into a Johanna, into a Garrosh, something a bit more hit point heavy that allows you to stay on that point for longer and is more sustainable in that sense. A hero that we don't really see a lot these days is, for example, Muradin, who has lost a lot of the value compared to other heroes that are now being played, even, for example, Imperius. But let's see what the first pick is going to be here. We had a lot of Hanzo picks early on already by the teams here. And let's see if it's Boy again. No, Anubarak gets picked away. Okay, didn't ban Anubarak. Instead, they pick him away from Stalk. That's the solution for the time being. Ban out Diablo, ban out Imperius, take Anubarak. Eliminate 3 tanks right away from Team Russia. Which kind of means also that Team Russia more or less wants to pick their tank now, because if there's a third ban coming through and the Meme Machine can ban another one, that would limit their choices quite a lot. And there we have Tyrael picked, and Hanzo follows with that too. Now, what's the follow-up? Jaina is up, Tyrande is up, Malfurion is up. There's a lot of follow-up for Anubarak right now. Could even think about playing Zeratul again. You can play Zeratul Jaina right now. You will still have the chance to very likely either get Tyrande or Malfurion, depending a bit on the ban and pick pattern for Team Russia. But there's a lot of options available for the Meme Machine now if they want to be aggressive. And there's Jaina, and they pick Ana with that. So we're starting to move more and more in general towards Ana, especially after the recent patch changes, and not necessarily always into the setup where you want to follow a Nubarak stun up with another Root with the stuns with Randa. Ana is getting a lot more value these days now. So with that, we have Leo banned. That's actually an interesting ban. I'm currently not quite sure why you would ban Leo here. Don't get me wrong, Leo is pretty awesome on the point, and one of his biggest advantages is, of course, that if you kill Leo early, he's gonna come back. So if the team can hold on for a little bit sooner, Leo has the advantages of coming back into the team fight very quickly. But with the Nuburak, I would more so think that you want to look towards Blaze. But I assume that Team Russia actually is going to pick Blaze for themselves right now and play a good old... there we go, there's a ban. Try and play a good old Tyrael plus Blaze combo with Sanctification and Bunker. But Blaze gets banned out for a very good reason. I actually like that choice from the Meme Machine here. So for offlaners, we have Urel still around. Can play a Thrall setup. Those are probably two of the big ones now. We still have seen Dehaka, so you can try and play the global card here a little bit. Arthas has been found more and more in an offlaner situation. There is definitely choices, and well, Rek'Sai is one of them. And we've already seen yesterday coming through playing a lot with Rek'Sai. But initially, that was a hero that especially Russian teams have started to bring in a little bit more. So now we're actually seeing that being played here. Rek'Sai is back. And Misha, of course. Let's see. What's the final two picks here for the Meme Machine? What's their choice? Thrall and Junkrat. Alright. A lot of damage there on that. A little bit of displacement from Smaragd as well. And Team Russia, they need one more. They need a little bit more damage on this setup. Could also, of course, go into another melee hero if they really wanted to be one hit, but nope, we have Falender again on Tracer. Now again, he has, of course, Jaina against him, has also the Chain Lightning against him as well. But well, let's find out if Team Russia can take down another team, or if the Meme Machine is forcing game number 3 out of the series. Game number 2 in our series, and on the left side, once again, the Meme Machine with Death Knight on Anubarak, picking it away from Stork for the second game. We have Slake on Jaina, Smaragd on Junkrat, Martin on Ana, and Born on Thrall. And on the right side of the map, Team Russia in the lead in this best of 3. So far on a 3-0 win streak actually today. Stork on Tyrael, Barnaby on Tracer again. We have Kolya Martian on his Malfurion, Toxic on Rek'Sai, and Falender is playing Hanzo in the second game here. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. More and more Rek'Sai is being played these days, coming through with Monkey. Played it several times just yesterday on the first day of the Nut Cup. And now, of course, we're looking at another match where we could see Misha bringing some value here. Panabia is already looking for the angles. They like Volskaya Foundry. They really, really do. And the Russian team loves to play the map. It was their choice. Since the Meme Machine lost the first map, they have the choice if they want to go into the map pick or if they want to go for first pick, first ban. And they made the choice to go first pick, first ban, which allowed the Russians once again to choose Volskaya here. So Born at the bot lane, he's going to try and get his Crash Lightning, actually his Echo of Elements stacks together as quickly as he can. And it's going to be made a little bit difficult for him, since we are looking at a setup where he goes up against Rek'Sai. And Rek'Sai is one of the heroes that makes it quite difficult for you to really move in and then get those additional stacks together. So personally, I'm a little bit interested to see how long it's going to take Thrall to get the stacks, finish the quest, and then get the value of the second Chain Lightning. With Smaragd playing Junkrat, we definitely have to watch out for the displacement, but as we're now seeing the objective, or well, the mercenaries at least spawn, both of the teams are of course aiming for those right away. No hesitation there, you need to get it early, you want to make sure that during the first objective you get those camps up again. And in the meantime, we have the rest of the team just guarding the spot up here top. As long as you have vision over the other heroes, you really don't need to worry about it. But you want to eventually double check if they are making a play for the healing beacon, because if indeed they do, you want to be the team that contests that. And Team Russia is making that play. They're starting the rotation. Thrall is stopped at the bottom and Jaina isn't even here, so that's an easy one. That's a freebie. That's an easy healing beacon for Stork. Jaina wasn't there. Thrall had to stay at the bot lane a bit longer to soak the additional wave. So it was a good timing here from Rek'Sai pushing the wave out. and keeping Thrall in place. With 2 heroes missing, you can't really make that play, and we already had Rexa starting the rotation towards the middle at least, so that he can easily move in and help with the healing beacon fight if it ever comes to that. 12 stacks in the meantime for Thrall, so that mainly comes because Rexa moved into the middle for that play, so Born at least got something out of that. But we are still looking at a very solid setup here for the Russian team. And the main question really comes now to, does the meme machine get kills through that Anuburak aggression that we see so much from players like Stock, for example? The control point is going to unlock in just a few, and with that we're now also having level 4 talents on both sides. That gives us once again Broccoli on level 4 for Malfurion. Junker with his wave clears, already dealing with the top lane. And down to the bottom of the map, the pressure is on Thrall, but he's still getting his stacks together. He's actually not looking too bad. 16 already, a lot more than I expected him to get against Rexa. So with that said, he could even get the second charge and then can start annoying Tracer a little bit in these setups. 16 for him. Of course, we're also having a lot of globe quests taken, Rexa being one of them with the Hunter-Gatherer. Level 1 still from Anuburak, sitting at 6 stacks on that. Bit of pressure against Bana via topside, but it is the Russian team who has taken the early lead on the control point. And look at that, 3 minutes 20 in, Thrall completes the quest, well done. Good job by Thrall, getting the Echo of Elements reward. And now we're just waiting for the level 7 talent for them to come in. And that's another one that Tracer has to be careful about. If Thrall moves in not only with the double chain lightning, but also the Ancestral Wrath, that's more and more point and click damage, and whenever Tracer gets too close, he's gonna get attacked by this. And there we go, Ancestral Wrath taken, level 7 talents for both of them, and the big fight is starting up as Tracer is already moving in from the top lane after defeating one of them. Oh, Volunteer! Oh, nice move! Smirrak with a great play here, but Banabir goes in for the counter kill, misses the bomb, but still gets the kill. A 1-for-1 trade here, but at least they're getting Misha too. So pretty much a 1.5 that they're getting out of this one. And a good root against Slake, but there was no damage follow-up after it. Broccoli, of course, doing a bit of damage here. Hitting Jaina with a couple of asparagus, maybe. I'm quite sure how exactly Broccoli does damage. But with that said, we're still seeing the aggression coming in from Team Russia. There's a big fight over this one, and both of those camps are up to the left and the right now, so that means that we could see another item come into play for them. Of course, nobody even close to level 10 just yet. The fight goes in once more as we're having a slight leading experience for Team Russia. Tracer rotated bot side and is trying to take Slake down. The bomb connects. Anna, oh my god, keeps her alive, barely. But that could have been the kill against Jaina. Great job by Banabir, but it was just not enough to secure the kill. Martin, of course, with Anna is now trying to top Jaina up again so that it can go in, but the Protector has already been taken. And they are going to try and make the play here again, going for the middle immediately. One tower was already down, getting the damage in against Death Knight too. And the whole play here is usually to open up the wall and rotate topside to drop the fountain. But we see even more aggression as Tracer had it to the bottom of the map in the meantime, and it puts the damage here onto Born. Decent damage against him, and together with Misha and Rexa, we're gonna see another lane heavily pushed. So already starting to prep slightly for objective number 3. And as it happens, the Protector is actually sitting mid-side. Russian team with a bit of a different variation here. Again, normally you would rotate into the top lane and try and take down the fountain, but they're not bothering with that at all. They're pushing 3 lanes right now, and finally the Protector is making his move. But down to the bottom of the map, there's more value gained as the wall is broken up. There's the level 10 abilities now, early on, which of course gives another chance, and they're gonna get everything that they need. You drop the wall, you go for the fountain, and they can just easily take the down with the rest of the team. But a good reaction here from Smaragd trying to push them in. But that fountain should be taken before the next objective spawns. They've opened up the wall for it, but it would be very annoying if they couldn't get it before that second one spawns. But down to the bottom, as you can see, the wall has been taken out completely. Both of the teams now at level 10, but the earlier engage onto the healing beacon here. Well, they're going to try and make the play. This time Jaina is around, but they're slightly too late. Or are they? Here's the earthquake, and they go in. Nice! The arrow hits, but Stalk is dead. No chance. The Sanctification got interrupted, and yep, those explosions, they definitely hurt. But as long as Tracer isn't get close enough to Ana and Jaina, there won't be a play, and that was the steal of the Biotic Emitter right there. The interrupt against Tyrael was absolutely crucial. He couldn't get the Sanctification through. It was interrupted mid-animation, and that's why the fight backfired very quickly against Team Russia. Barnabia with another big kill here against Junkrat. A little bit of a revenge kill. You took our healing beacon, I'll take your life. The thing is though, it doesn't really do too much for them. I'm a little bit surprised that nobody stayed topside to at least shield a bit of the defense here. So, yeah, scratch my last statement. With no one else rotating in to deal with the defense, that one kill against Junkrat did a ton, because it pretty much eliminates the entire fort. Now, they can't quite get the thing destroyed, but they're super, super close, especially with Broccoli getting spawned from the root. And of course means that there's even more shots fired, more shots soaked by the fort. There we go. English is difficult today. We also have the Water Elemental from Jaina, so definitely going to try and control the movements of Tracer a little bit more with this setup. Talking about controlling movements, Death Knight barely gets out of that situation. Yeah, Misha on the other hand does get out, gets pushed in by Smaragd. Would have probably loved to go for an actual hero, but in this case taking Misha down. And that worked well. And 2 kills against 2 kills, both of them are level 12. For the top lane is eventually going to fall, but so far still fine. Damage output that we're seeing, I mean, it is Thrall that really just murders down here. Gets, of course, a lot of, so to say, free damage against Misha in 2, which is a big one. But, well, with that, top side, there's another engage happening. Starting to go for Stalk here right away. Death Knight is sitting there and is looking for the engage against Banabir. But so far, Banabir has really played extremely well and always reacted quite nicely. They're making the play for Misha again. Seeing if they maybe can get even a little bit more out of this. Jaina with the quest completion. There comes the stun. Here comes the arrow from Hanzo. Ice block. Yep. Sanctification is being used. Oh my god, the heals! They actually keep Jaina alive. You gotta be kidding me. The Riptire attempt trying to get the kill in, but that didn't quite work out, and they can't get anything, can they now? Nope, it doesn't look successful yet. But they kept Jaina alive, and that in itself was already a win. It's like, holy shit. She was dead 3 times over. The ice block first of all saving her, and then shortly after that, we're immediately having the attempt from Tyrael in particular with the Sanctification to allow for the kill, but Ana gets the quick kill through. But he couldn't get the counter kill. We weren't able to get the counter kill through, and now we're having a bit of an advantage on the score for Mean Machine. The problem they have is they don't have a fountain at the top lane any longer. And that's the biggest issue at this point, because there's still a fallback option. Slake again gets attacked. There's the stun. Tracer nearly dying. Barnabia gets the heals, but boy did he just suffer. He could have fallen for sure. If that reaction came a little bit later, he would have died there 100%. But as it stands now, the fight still rages on. And Slake, for example, has still not used the Water Elemental. Arrow doesn't hit anything. Alright. Let's shot out there. Farlander with a second attempt to connect this one. But 39% against 14, and the big question, do you make the play, yes or no? And Uburak moves into the middle, goes for a quick tap, and starts to rotate topside again, so they're trying to make the play. Everybody else is still looking healthy in mana and hit points, and Death Knight is sitting at the side here. Barnabir moves in, heroics are up, nano boost is ready, Slay gets attacked, misses the Cone of Cold, misses the Veers, there they move in. Oh, that's the end of an Uburak. Yeah, he goes down, there's no counter kill either. Sanctification this time actually came through, and with that we're now also having Kolya Martian committing to the Tranquility and keeping his team in play, and Uburak never even had a chance to actually go for his cocoon in this sense, and all of a sudden it's not only the objective that falls into the hands of Team Russia, it is another healing beacon as well. Good damage output, good kills here, 3 against 2 the kill count at this point, but they're trying to make it another one. Born actually gets the damage pushed onto him, but it's not enough to really threaten his life yet. And I don't think that that particular protector is going to waste a lot of time topside. Are they going to make the bot lane rotation? Are they going to try and make the play for the keep? Could definitely do both. I mean, it keeps open. They don't have a level 16 talents yet. I think if they had 16 already, they would most likely start a rotation towards the keep and try and see if they cannot open up the top lane completely and get the catapult spawn going. But traditionally, you would want to move down to the bottom of the map. But that fountain has already been eliminated, so you don't really need to go there. Instead, they're making the play here. There was an attempt to go for Farlander up here to the top, as you might have seen on the minimap, but unsuccessful. And that gives the Protector, of course, even more space to make the play now. And when the Protector starts to go in the middle, you're having the rest of the team focusing onto the bottom of the map, and that means that very likely we're going to have 3 forts eliminated after this objective phase, which means a lot of passive experience for Russia, who are already ahead by an entire level right now. Well, there's another kill right there. Well, fort destroyed, quite a kill. In experience, the meme machines still have a couple of chances. I mean, yes, they're going to start falling behind faster and faster now because of the passive experience mechanic, but they are about to get level 16. A lot of the Russians just, they don't know when to stop. They can stop, won't stop. It's just in their nature as a team. And they're going deep for this. They're saying, well, keep, you know, why not? We still have 16, they don't. Let's just push the envelope here. We have the sanctification, so let's just take it all. Take 2 forts, take a keep. And they're moving in. There comes the attack from the backline, though. Again, Tranquility. Rexa is dead. And they're getting Hanzo, too. The Russians staying a little bit too long here. And they're going to get Kolya Martian. Stork, actually, does not get this one. I was expecting him to try and get the final blow in, but that didn't happen. Here comes Smaragd, trying to see if he can maybe, just maybe, get that mine through to push him back in. But as it stands, the Russians don't get the keep, and they lose 3. And that puts Meme Machine nearly on the same experience as them. And they're starting to go for the item lead. And this is exactly why normal teams would not go for the keep at that point anymore. Normal teams would have looked at this and would have said, you know what? There we go. There's the keep go. Alright. Can you get out? Yeah, there's no one moving in. Normal teams would have simply said, you know what? We got 2 forts out of this. Let's call it a day. We're looking good. Let's take a couple of camps here. Take a couple of items. And the Russians just said, what do you mean retreating is an option? Are we French? I think you're mixing us up with the French here. So yeah, no, that's not us. There's no voulez-vous coucher avec moi over here. There's no baguettes. We drink vodka. Ooh, the arrow! Oh, we drink vodka and we kick ass. And they are kicking the ass of the meme machine hard in this one. And Nubarak goes down, and so does Anna. He still got the keep after all there. Banapia is also sitting there saying like, nah, retreating. I hate retreating. Ice block, and that's going to be the end of Chain. Wow, what a hit to the face. God, I love this team. These guys are absolutely amazing. They just murder everyone. Aggression, aggression, aggression. They're a lot of fun to watch. And yep, against coming through, they might not have been able to get the points on the core, but right now they're definitely murdering their way through the lower bracket. A 4-0 win streak, taking the 2-0 earlier against Team Cheese. Now the 2-0 victory against the Meme Machine. GG and well played as Team Russia wins.